Btooom? Btooom is a game that sold over 1 million copies worldwide, and it doesn't use guns, only bombs, using 8 types of bombs or BIMs as the situation dictates, and use sonar to find enemies while remaining out of their sight. That's how Sakamoto Ryouta explains the game. Sakamoto Ryouta is an unemployed young adult and who lives with his mother. His only real achievement is Japan's top player in the popular online video game Btooom. After 20 straight wins, Sakamoto's team climbed up to the number 10 team in the world, having a 4-star now and becoming number 1 in Japan. While celebrating, the number 2 team in the world challenged them in a game. With this, they are one step closer to becoming number 1 worldwide. A 20-year-old unemployed doing nothing but playing all day. This is his life, but in the world of the game, he is respected, he is stronger than anyone, and he is greater than anyone. He even gets married within the game. This is life and he is contented with it. But one day he woke up in a forest. His whole body is hurt, realizing that he is hanging in a tree with a parachute. Can't get down and shout for help in the deep of the forest. Struggling with the parachute, Sakamoto fell from the tree, thinking hard about what happened and where he is, touching his head and realizing that there is blood. He can't remember anything. Fortunately, he finds his phone, but there is no signal. He noticed that there is a device embedded in his hand and was surprised about it. He tries to remove this glassy thing, but it can't. It doesn't hurt or feels wrong. Kidnapped by UFO, and weird idea came to his mind, and sighing, he finds his bag, his wallet, a change of clothes, and even a convenience store bag there. Then another bag. In a hot tropical forest, he decided to walk to find where he is, touching this creepy insect and spider without his notice. He is surprised and runs somewhere, falling off a cliff, hurting his head and realizing that he is on an island, in front of the beach facing the vast ocean. In his tiredness, he fell asleep, dreaming of a glimpse of what happened to him. He is arguing with his mother about writing a resume for him and sending it to the grocery store. He is angry about it and left the house. He come out of a convenience store and was greeted by 2 gentlemen. He woke up in despair, trying to remember anything, but forcing himself makes his head hurt. Sun is setting and eating his lunchbox, worrying about what to eat the next day. Recognizing the other bag that was not his, he found a box-shaped thingy on it. He is curious about it and pressed a button. Observing it, a timer goes on and counts down from 10. He throws it just before 3 seconds because he has a bad feeling about it. It explodes just in time, realizing that it was a bomb. He neglects the pouch bag and tries to leave it. As he walks away, he sees someone. He is happy that he shouts for help, but this man throws something at him. It's a bomb. It explodes right in front of him. Fortunately, he is not injured. Realizing that this man tries to kill him, it is just like in the game. He is supposed to play the game, picking up his pouch and run away from the man. He ran away from the killer, hoping that he loses him, but this man found him. He has no choice but to fight back. He throws his bomb and expects it to explode, but it didn't. The man feels relaxed that it didn't explode. Sakamoto realizes that he needs to press the button to set a timer for his bomb. He tries to throw it again and it explodes, but it didn't hit its target. The killer is happy that Sakamoto didn't know how to use his bomb. So, Sakamoto has no choice. He hides, trying to ambush this man. When he had the right time, he threatened this man and asked a question about where are they, about the bomb, and why it is related to the game Btooom. But the man ignored his question and threw a bomb at Sakamoto. It exploded right before him and he fell to the cliff. He ran away from the killer and tried to chase him. Running in despair, the man throws again a bomb at him, causing him to fall into the grass. He hides from it, but the thing that is embedded in his hand is a sonar, so he is trackable by other players and he can't hide. The man didn't know where exactly he is because there are 2 hiding spots, in the grass or the rocks, so he didn't bother to find him and decided to throw a bomb at both of them. Sakamoto has no choice but to run away. He ran away and jumped into the water. The killer stays at the cliff waiting for him to surface for air, but he hears the timer. It is the bomb that Sakamoto planted before he jumps. It is explode right below him. While Sakamoto is under the water, he sees the remains of the man that is sinking. It traumatized him and vomit. He had no choice but to fight back. He picks up the bombs of the man that he killed, forcing him to play this game. He fell asleep dreaming about the past. He dreamed about applying for his job and delaying it to the company he wants to work for. And after 2 years he is still unemployed, causing his mother to worry about him, and talks about the job that his uncle offers, but he refuses, causing them to start an argument. His mother forced him, but he got angry and throws the controller at her. His mother was shocked about it. Waking up, he saws a girl barely naked at the river, trying to wash her body and drink fresh water. He tries to approach her in thirst, but the girl steps back in shock, throwing back in her memory. She is a player of the game Btooom. Team Sakamoto win a game and she is watching it in amazement. Sakamoto approaches her and invites her to a game. She is Himiko, a normal high school girl who studies during the day and plays at the night. She does cosplay on her weekends and stands out a lot. But one day she woke up on the same island, exploring the island, but she can't go inside the jungle. dreaming about school and her friends. Himiko is woke up by a group of people. She is invited to join them, but she is afraid. They could not survive if they can't cooperate. While eating lunch together, they argued about cooperating and killing to survive. There is a teacher in the group who tell them that they must cooperate, and there is a suspicious guy who contradicts it. Arguing with each other, the suspicious guy holds Himiko as a hostage to threaten them, but it is a joke. The fat guy stopped them and tell that they need a leader. Himiko becomes the leader because she is weak. They found an airplane flying above them dropping something. They went there to see what was inside, and they found food and essentials. They eat it in hunger, but the teacher tells them to save it cause food is valuable there. The suspicious man went behind the teacher and kills him, telling them that there is no noise at them now. In the evening, the fat guy wakes Himiko up to escape the killer. Walking away deep into the forest, the fat guy becomes tired and rested for a minute. But something bothered them. They felt that someone approached them via sonar, causing them to panic and run away. They went to a rope bridge and tried to cross, but the killer caught up. The fat guy throws a bomb at the killer, causing him to fall back. It is a type of bomb that releases some kind of gas. The killer has no choice but to look for another way. They cross the bridge and find a hiding spot. The fat guy tells her that she needs to kill to survive, but she refuses and tells him to unhand her. She remembers a trauma that shocked her to punch the guy, forcing him to hug her like a gross stalker. He approached her, forcing her to use her taser in self-defense. She remembers something, a trauma that she and her friend were involved in an accident, leaving her as the only survivor. Her friends hate her, causing her to play the game as punishment. The fat guy found her by sonar and jumped right on top of her, trying to rape her, but she rather dies with him than be molested, so she activates her bomb. The fat guy run in fear and she throws it at him and died. She killed a person. She found a river and clean herself and curse all men in disgust. This is where Himiko and Sakamoto found each other. Himiko runs away because she is afraid of men. Sakamoto notices her supplies and tries to chase her. Using his sonar, he tries to scan the area for him to chase her. He found traces of the person and run towards it. He is surprised by what he sees, an old man who is pooping. This man is shocked and steps back in fear as he steps on his poop. He begged for his life and don't kill him. Sakamoto spares him as he is not a threat to him. He is seemingly nice and not a player. Sakamoto escort him to the river to clean his foot and asked him what happened. This old man tells him what happened. They wake up in an airplane with so many people and men in arms. A man who seemingly works for an organization tells them where they are. They are going to a secluded island somewhere in the Pacific and playing this game. They have a pouch bag that has bombs on it that has many types and embedded chips in their hand. This chip serves as sonar for them to find another player, so hiding is useless. This chip can only remove using surgery, and when they removed it using force, their heart stops beating. He tells them that to come back they must win the game. To win they must collect 8 chips, so they must kill 7 people plus their chips. Hearing this caused panicking to them and they beg to bring them back to their home. A soldier uses force to silence them and attacks a man with a stun gun. This causes him to knock down and quiet all the people. But Sakamoto opposes him, a so-called game master, and tells him that he can't separate what is real in a game. He seems that he knows the man on screen and protests, but all of the soldiers caught him and use a taser on his head, causing him to wound his head and forgot what happens. All of the players forcefully wear a parachute and jump in the plane. All of this start to make sense now. The old man invited Sakamoto to join him and work together, but Sakamoto doubted that he can slow him down, but he pity him. He agrees, but on a condition. He must see what bomb he had. The old man doesn't want to because if he sees it he can't trust him now. Sakamoto is impressed that this old man is smart enough that he can slow him down. Sakamoto feels relaxed and agrees without condition. He introduces himself respectfully and they work together now. They hear something. It is an airplane that's seemingly patrolling every day. They go to a high area and look out for the plane. They see it dropping a supply everywhere. Sakamoto was convinced that there are an organization behind this game that dropped a supply to force every people on the island to play the game. A supply dropped near them and he told the old man that he can get it and leave him first, for he is climbing for now. As he approaches the supply he sees a woman running the supply. He felt discouraged that this woman get it before him, but something explode. The woman is dead and another player comes to get the supply and the chip for the woman. Sakamoto feels discouraged that other players compete and fight for their life for the supply. The old man approaches him and sees the dead woman. He tells him that they can't get a supply if they can't kill, but the old man encouraged him to fight to survive. They see another supply in the forest and run to it with enthusiasts. But when they got there they see a kid that has blood on his face and a dead man in front of him. They were shocked by what they see.